My family's famous casserole recipe is passed down once per generation. But when I inherited it, I realized it wasn't a recipe at all, but a set of bizarre ritualistic instructions. I laughed and ignored them, and now my family is paying the price. There was no list of ingredients like 1 pound of ground beef or 2 cups of cheese. Instead, there was a single piece of yellowed parchment with instructions written in my great-grandmother's elegant, looping handwriting. They were bizarre. The first line read, "To bind the family's fortune, the vessel must be prepared." What followed was a list of ritualistic commands. I had to stir the base, whatever the base was, exactly 9 times counterclockwise under the first new moon of the year, while whispering the names of our ancestors. I had to add a single sprig of wild thyme, but it had to be harvested at dawn and kissed by the morning dew. The recipe called for a pinch of salt, but it had to be sourced from a place where freshwater meets the ocean. I read the list over and over, my confusion turning into disbelief and then into laughter. This had to be the most elaborate, long-running prank in family history. It was brilliant. The final instructions sent me over the edge. It said, to seal the charm, the final ingredient must be a single, joyous tear from the cook, dropped directly into the center before it enters the oven's heat. I was howling with laughter, a tear of joy. I called my mom immediately, expecting her to finally let me in on the joke. "Mom, you will not believe this," I said, gasping for air. "A joyous tear? This is hilarious." The line was silent for a moment. Then my mom's voice came back, cold and sharp. "It is not a joke. I cried at your college graduation and saved the tear in a vial until the next Christmas dinner. I told you this was a responsibility. You swore you would follow it." I was stunned into silence. She was serious, completely 100% serious. She actually believed this hocus pocus. We argued for almost an hour. I told her she was being ridiculous, that we were living in the 21st century. She told me I was being arrogant and disrespectful of the tradition that had kept us safe and prosperous. The next big family gathering was Easter, and it was my turn to make the legendary casserole. And I made a decision. I was going to end this superstitious nonsense. I went online, found a highly rated, delicious-looking casserole recipe, and made that instead. I figured I'd just lie. I'd serve it, everyone would say how great it was, and I'd prove that all the rituals were just in their heads. I served it on Easter Sunday, and just as I predicted, everyone loved it. "You've got the touch just like your mother?" My grandpa beamed. My mom gave me a knowing, satisfied look, thinking I had followed the rules. I just smiled, feeling smug. I had broken the curse of superstition. But then things started to happen. It started small. A week after Easter, my dad, who is usually so steady on his feet, slipped on the front steps and badly sprained his ankle.